Aha. Wow, hope I'm not late. Hello, fellow traders. I am back, I am here, and we are trading. Just remember, nothing I say here constitutes financial advice. And most traders lose money. If you're unsure, you probably shouldn't be trading. Gotta say that every time. Risk disclosure. So let's get to it. Let's talk about the markets and let's see what we've got today. See what's on the cards. Where am I? I just stuck this up here so you can see how complicated it is when you've got 200 charts on the same page. It's interesting, isn't it? It's just charts everywhere. And which one do you choose? Which one do you take? Nothing wrong with that, though, because you can keep an eye on what's going on where if you're having a bit of a watch on these particular things. So, for example, I was keeping an eye on the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. That looked like it might go into short mode. Euro US dollar going long, US dollar Canadian dollar going long, Euro Great British Pound, and the Euro Aussie dollar. So there was a couple of things on the go. US 500. What's happening with the US 500 at the moment? Is it going anywhere? Oh, is there an echo, Shane? There's not supposed to be an echo. Definitely not supposed to be an echo. I hope it's not going to be a problem today. Hello, David. Good to see you guys. Good to have you on board. Okay, 2 YouTubes open. I think that will give you an echo, Shane, because you'll be listening to one YouTube over there and another YouTube over there. But what happens when you listen to 3? Do you listen in 3D? Dunno. Sounds good to me. It's good to have you on board again, David. Yeah, no, fantastic. So, yeah, let's see. US 500 does appear to be hitting this resistance, sitting in that resistance, and it really doesn't want to go anywhere. Yeah, it seems to be kind of hitting this level and wanting to go down. So if you really trade what you see, then there's a really good chance it would go short. But, you know, with the news in the background and the things going on and things settling down, there's a good chance that it'll push up through here. This is why I haven't really traded into it yet. If you guys have got any trades that you're interested in today, let's talk about them. Maybe we can enter them here and start moving on up. On the history side of things, we had a bad week in general, but then we did well on the JAP 225. That I went out, and that actually took the take profit while I was out. And the Great British Pound JPY, that just took a trailing stop loss, but it's okay. A good profit there, so that was okay. The ones before that were an absolute disaster, as you saw that week. It was whiplashing around and just taking us out of trades. And sometimes you get trades like that. It just happens. I mean, I think we lost 4 or 5 in a row. And yeah, you got to deal with it. What can you do? What can you do? Right, so we are on the funded account. And if you guys have got any trades that you want to put on, let's put them on. Let's do it. Boom. I don't know if I must actually... I've been asked to look and review another funded account, and I don't know if I must open it for us and we can play around with that as well. Maybe do something different with it. I'll think about it. I'll think about what we can do with it, and we can have some fun as well. Okay. Shane, I've been naughty. I've been trading on the M1 and M5, trying out the orb strategy. Oh, man, crazy. Maybe that's what we should do with the other funded account. Trade it on the 5 minutes and see what it does. I guarantee you it'll stress us out and it'll lose. Do you know what happens on the 5-minute trading? And this is something that's always happened to me in the past. Every single time I got sucked into trading on the 5 minutes. Don't worry, Shane, you're not the only one. I got sucked into it, I don't know, 3 million times. And because you get bored and you've got nothing to do, so you think, oh, I'll sit and I'll trade the 5-minute charts because I'm good enough to do it, aren't I? You get in there, and what actually happens is you say to yourself, well, I'm going to do it on the open of the euro. I'm going to do it on the open of the US, and I'm going to trade for an hour. I'm going to trade for 2 hours, and then that's it for the day. Now, no matter how many people tell you they can do this, nobody really can. You find yourself actually sitting trading the whole day most of the time. For whatever reason, you just, maybe you lose 1 or 2 trades and you just want to get it back. And you just sit there and you just keep on looking at charts the whole day. It's insane. You can't walk away from a 5-minute chart with a trade in and hope for the best. I mean, you are trading it. And then you start seeing these lines going up and down and these candles going up and down. And effectively all that happens is you you kind of get confused by it. Drives you insane. And I ended up every single time just about breaking even. And yeah, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. I always get sucked into it, and then I find myself just being stuck on it. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to get stuck on it because I will do that. I'll end up like watching it, and that's not the thing to do. You see, what also happens is you end up doing more high stakes trading. For example, on the $25,000 account, we risk $250. So you want to risk the same amount on your 5-minute trading as you're risking on your 4-hour trading. So you end up risking that amount on sort of 10 pips or 5 pips of stop loss, which can happen really quickly. And you start trading more high risk. And if you go in with lower amounts, like I've said to you before, like building your trade or sort of dollar cost averaging into your trade as they do, that really doesn't work, because if you pick the trade right, then you effectively only win on 10% of the trade, because it goes in your favor, but only on the 10% that you traded into it. So unless you learn to actually add going up in the same way that you're adding going down, then you're not really going to benefit from that at all in any way whatsoever. Because if you only take 10% of the trade and you only risk $25 and it wins, you'll only make $50. And then if it goes down and you keep dollar cost averaging until you get to the $250, then effectively you're going to lose the $250 if it keeps on going. So, or 500 if you get that high. But no, it doesn't work. That DCA doesn't work, or staging into your trade. It doesn't work, because the minute you start staging into trades, what actually happens is you're starting with a much lower level when you get in, and then if the trade goes in your favor immediately, you kind of only win on the first stage, because not many people actually add on their wins or find the spot to add into their wins. You're going to have a very complicated business plan to stage into your wins. So yeah, no, it is tricky. But good luck, Shane. Good luck with that. Okay. So can we look at Great British Pound, US dollar going long? Great British Pound, US dollar going long. Very much the same as Euro US dollar going long, by the way. Euro US dollar for a long trade looks very good here. Great British Pound, US dollar. What's happening there? Okay, Great British Pound, US dollar also looks great for a long. We are on the 4-hour here. Yeah, perfect. Shall we draw some lines into the Great British Pound, US dollar, just to make it more interesting? There we go. And let's just make it so that we can put some levels in here. I just want to see what we've got. There's not much in the way of a straight level here, because it is quite high. There is at the bottom, there is a support level here. Let's delete that, take it out of the way. Yeah, we do have something here. Let's just draw in some trends. I think this one will do on a trend. Trend is your friend, your friendly friend. Okay, that's not too bad. I'll have a look at it now and just see if it can give us any kind of semblance of a reasonable trade. It is breaking to the upside there, isn't it? That's actually quite good, the Great British Pound US dollar in that sense. The Euro US dollar is also pretty good. Let's take it back down to the H4. It's not a bad trade, is it? Yep. And it is moving to the upside. It's moving to the upside quite vigorously. Yeah. But okay, let's have a look at the Euro US dollar as well. The Euro US dollar, also a nice trade. Which one would you take that? You see, the Euro US dollar at the moment is creating a bit of a flag pattern. It's sort of running around here. It should resolve to the upside. It's actually not bad at all. Okay, so David, you would like to take a Great British Pound US dollar long. So let's get a vote on that. Is everybody into a Great British Pound US dollar long trade? Shall we take a long trade or not? So I need everyone to tell me yes or no. Great British Pound US dollar, do we take a trade? And then we can put the trade on here because I've got no trades on here at the moment. So we can add a trade on here if you guys want to do a Great British Pound US dollar long. And we can take it from there. Fantastic. Everybody did say, sorry, it's coffee with Rob, isn't it? So I'm having some coffee. I didn't forget you there, don't worry. I'm just waiting for you all to tell me whether we need to take a trade. Should we take the Great British Pound US dollar or should we take the Euro US dollar? Which one should we take, guys? But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what's a better trade is the Euro Great British Pound. The Euro Great British Pound, that looks like it's coming into this level here and it's going to turn around. So what I would say to you guys is, I heard you all say to me, let's take the Great British Pound long. But what I'm seeing is this is the Great British Pound coming into this level. So we might be, let's just see here. We might be looking for trouble because it's coming into this level. It's going to take that money, turn around and bounce up and go the other way. Okay, so yes. Okay, so we're going to take a long on the Great British Pound US dollar and we're going to see what happens to it, guys. Okay, that's fine. Where shall we put the stop loss? Shall we put the stop loss at 132? Yeah, let's put it at 132 and see. 132. Okay. I'm going to have to take a few less lots than that because otherwise it's 300 and we don't want to do that. So let's make it 0.7, which is 226. That's fine. Take profit. Where shall we put the take profit? 133. 133. 2. There. Okay. See if we can make some money. So we're on a buy, eh? Oh, you want the take profit at 134? Oh, we'll make lots of money. I'll put it at 133 too. It's fine. And I'll place the order and we'll see what we get. Okay. And let's see if it goes. Oh, that's quite a big spread, actually. Quite a nasty spread there. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll have a look at the email now, Shane, and I'll see what it does. All right, so this is a trade that now belongs to, let's see, that is David's trade. Okay, David, there you go. What's your trade? And if you're Shane, then we should have traded the other way, you know, just saying. Okay, let's have a look at Shane's email here. Just want to see what we got. And you've got quite a lot going on that chart, eh? You've got Bollinger Bands, you've got moving averages, you've got Fibonacci, got some lines going on there. Quite good, quite good. Yeah, so you're targeting 134. Righto, let's target the 134. I see what you're doing. Good. Extensions. Quite a heavy extension, eh? But it's cool. Tell you what, let's leave it at 133. It's achievable. And if need be, we'll move it. That's fine. Any other trades that you guys are looking at? Let's have a look. Let's see if we can add them in. Like I said, I was interested in this Euro Great British Pound trade. Euro Great British Pound. Boom, 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 boom. Don't need 2 of those. So we're not going to trade that one anymore. So let's go Euro, Great British Pound. Okay, Euro, Great British Pound. I just want to change that. Okay, let's draw a little gizmo in there. Thinking of a long out of here. That'll look quite nice if that comes about. But it does need to come about, obviously, for that to be a trade. Was it? No, that one's not the one. Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. I think that was looking kind of short, but you need it to get up there. US dollar, Canadian dollar. That was looking for a, but it was actually looking for a long trade because it was in the support, but it kind of looks like a bit of a pennant going down. So we'll just see what happens with that one. All right, so we're sitting with the Great British Pound, and we'll see what happens. See how it goes. Interesting. Hopefully I haven't missed anything here. I didn't look that closely, but the euro was going well, so we'll see if it can get us up to a nice 134 or 130. You know, I won't take the profit. What I'll do is if it gets up there, I'll move the profit up. Stop loss behind it, as usual. That'll work. That'll be fine. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Keep it simply gold, long, gold. You actually want to go long on gold. I'm just looking at it. Yeah. I'll tell you what. If you want to go long on gold, what we're going to do, see that's a flag pattern. What we're going to do, we're going to put that yellow line there. If it goes above that yellow line, we'll go long on gold. Because that's a flag. If it breaks the flag, it's long. I've got a horrible feeling that gold's going to drop. But if it breaks that yellow line, then we'll go long on gold. That's fine. If it goes above that high, then I'm happy to take it. Okay, Bruman, how much are we trading? How much did we trade? 0.7 lots, $250 stop loss. We'll put a $250 stop loss in, 0.7 lots. Okay. With a take profit of around 500 bucks. Okay. But remember, guys, this account is just for us to play around with, eh? I don't even know what the margin is on that. Didn't even check. It doesn't really matter. Not really important. Nope, didn't check. Margin. Oh, we used $926 margin. Okay. Traded $1,000, $250 stop loss for a $500 profit. It's not bad. It's okay. Doesn't look too bad. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, just a break. I'm just looking for that break, Shane, just to tell me that it's going in that direction, because it's created a bit of a flag here. And normally they resolve to the top, but when they resolve to the top, you have to see it resolve to the top. So I think if it breaks that, then we can take that long as well. That looks pretty good. I'm not trading the US 500 at the moment because it's just, I don't think anybody knows which way this is going to go, because everybody's not sure what Donald's going to say next. He's always got something up his sleeve, which has caused a lot of confusion in the market. I don't know what you guys think, but he's actually caused more confusion than anything else. I've got to say, in his first term, it was actually great to trade because everything was just going in one direction. So it's almost like trading in a range. It was easy. And this time he's really caused a lot of confusion, insane amount of confusion in the markets. I got to say, it's been kind of interesting. But as I was saying, as long as you got your risk and you cover your risk, then you can't effectively just go bankrupt overnight. These funded accounts could be an issue, though, because you've got limits as to how much you can go and all the rest of it. But, you know, funded accounts are cheap, so if you lose them, you just buy another one or just get on with another one and see how you go. It's no big deal. But as I always say, the system and the strategy are different. So these are the systems, and then we use the strategy to keep us in the game. Because as I've always said to you guys, my goal is not to make you rich, it's to make you competent. Now, on the Euro Great British Pound, I was actually waiting for a long. Let me tell you why. Euro Great British Pound, see that demand level there. I agree that it's broken through the trend. You see here, if you look, it's broken through that trend. I'll show you that. So that's what David's talking about. It has broken to the downside. So it's broken the trend, it's broken the structure. So what I'm waiting to see, you could go short here, but you see this is in the way. This is like a roadblock almost. You've got to watch out for these roadblocks as well. I don't want to confuse the issue, too many lines on the chart, start trading against yourself. But this is a big roadblock. I saw it earlier. And I thought, you know what, there's money lying here. It either breaks through here and goes to the support, or it turns around and goes up from here, which is also great because it'll give you a run all the way back up to here to retest. So I just want to see if we get a green candle out here. I think we might, which will give us a run all the way up to here on a retest and then back down again. I was actually looking for a long on the Great British Euro Great British Pound. But yeah, you're correct. It is short. It's broken through the trend support. So effectively, that would be short. The only reason I didn't take it is roadblock, and that's why I was looking at a long on this, simply because if it gets into this roadblock, it'll start heading back up to the upside. So that's my plan. Sometimes the trades are not perfect, and this is not perfect trade. This is a 50-50, very 50-50 trade. You know, I always say the market's a 50-50, but sometimes they're more 50-50 than others. And what you're looking for with these systems is kind of the high probability or the highest probability. The strategy will make you the win. So you can take the trade and it really doesn't matter because you're going to run with the strategy. But if you're going to trade on the system, you're looking for the highest probability to win. And this doesn't give you the highest probability win as we stand at the moment. But a long trade out of here would give you the highest probability to win because then you'd get it going back up and going for the retest, which would be quite good. And if you were to take Shane's system, which is the Fibonacci retracement, you'd see here as well, you're pretty much going into the golden zone here, which is also a turnaround point. So if you look at that, you are kind of looking at this turning around at this point somewhere here, which gives you very poor risk to reward if you go short. So I would look more towards the possibility of this turning around. But that said, I hope it doesn't turn around here because we just took a Great British Pound US dollar long, and we want that to go the other way. So that is a little bit tricky. But yeah, it might bounce and go into a range. Yeah, it's that's my thoughts on it. That's that. I always look at risk to reward as well. Risk to reward. My risk is more than my reward here at the end of the day, and that I don't want. I want a bigger reward and a smaller risk. So for this to be, if this goes long here, I've got reward all the way up to here, and my risk is only down here. So I've got a much smaller risk on that particular trade. So just saying, just let's watch out for that. Let's put this on our trade so we can see what's going down, and keep that there. Righto. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do what I hate doing, and I'm going to put all the multi-charts on. Don't you just love doing that, eh? So you can all see what price is where and what's going how and what. This is the most confusing thing to do, especially if you've got 10 screens on the wall or something like that. Prefer not to do this because you start taking your concentration off. But if you've got trades in place and you're just watching, there's nothing wrong with it. You can just do it as a watch list and see what you want to trade. You know what's showing my gut feel? My gut feel on gold. and this is a tricky one, but my gut feel on gold is that it's gonna do the sneaky drop down. It should, with that flag pattern, most definitely go up. It should. It should go up, and it should break that and go to the upside if you trade what you see. But I've got this sneaky feeling that gold is just going to sneak up on us. You see what's happening at the moment with gold fundamentally. You know, when people talk about fundamentals, and this is a funny thing about fundamentals, guys. People say, do you trade the news? Do you trade the fundamentals and that? What I removed from my life was CPI, jobs figures, and the daily news and stuff and all that, the noise. I removed the noise, but I didn't remove simple fundamentals. And simple fundamentals are things like what I see in gold is a whole bunch of people getting dragged into buying gold because they've been told the world is ending. They've been told that Trump is going to have all these tariffs and he's going to cause a disaster. They've been told that the Ukraine's at its end and that Russia's going to go to a world war and all these different things. And they've all been told that the best thing they can do on earth is buy gold and invest in gold. I've heard this. I couldn't even count how many times I've heard this over the years. Many years. Every time there's the slightest bit of ripple in the market, my friends always come to me and say, I'm buying gold. And I said, why? And you know how many of them buy actual physical gold? I said, where are you going to keep it? You keep it in your pub, in your bar, in your safe. I mean, you actually got to look after it. And you know that if you buy physical gold, you actually have to pay fees that go with it. And you don't get the same price that you get online. And I think a lot of the fundamental reason that gold has gone up in value at the moment is because so many people have been sucked into this. People that normally wouldn't even trade in the markets, people that normally wouldn't even get involved in the markets. Hey, how do you like my fuzzy thing, guys? That's to stop it making funny popping noises. But anyway, yeah, it's just that I think too many people that aren't supposed to be traded into gold are into gold at the moment. And sooner or later, this will blow over and they're all going to go away. And I think they're going to go away sooner than you think. So I'm a little bit nervous on gold. I'm a little bit worried about it. There are those that they're all out there and they're saying gold's going to go to 7,000. We used to have this guy in South Africa. His name was Clive Roffey. I don't know if he's still around. He'd be pretty old if he is. Probably is, though. And oh man, did this guy love gold. He was on television quite a lot. He loved gold, man. All he talked about was gold, gold, gold. But the sad thing was that he talked about gold for so many years. Must have been 15 years he was talking about gold, and it was always at 1,000, 1,400, 1,500. No, gold's going to 3,000, gold's going to... Look, his prediction played out 20 years later. I get that. But for your prediction to take 20 years to play out, well, that's not that great. That's not that great. You want these things to happen a hell of a lot quicker. A hell of a lot quicker. So what I'm saying is, yeah, commodities are cyclical. So you know what happens with commodities? Commodities are gold and Brent and oil and whatever else, and platinum and what have you. Is even if you invest in the cyclical in the companies themselves, like Anglo American, BHP Billiton, and those types of things, what happens with commodities is they go up, they go down, they go up, they go down like a wave, like the sea, and they never go up in a straight line. They never, if you invest in gold, you can't expect the price to just keep heading north. It'll head north on inflation. It'll stay there on inflation or on the value of the dollar, the rand, whatever the case. But effectively over time, it's not going to keep on going north. Whereas your US 500s or your indexes or your shares will keep on going north as long as the companies are doing well, because they're growing. And they're growing not only with inflation, but they're also growing their companies, and the companies are becoming bigger and better and paying dividends and so on and so on. So, the world is going to suffer heavily with inflation at the moment, as far as I can tell. The way I see it, people are going to have a tough time of it all over the world with inflation. So the worst thing you can do right now, if you've got a large sum of money, is sit in cash. I wouldn't want to sit in cash. I would most certainly want to either invest it in big business, in the stock market shares, or in property or something viable. Because the way I see it, inflation is taking people by storm. It's taking people hard. And I think it's going to hurt people insanely badly somewhere down the line. You know, here in Africa, we've seen inflation a hell of a lot over the last 20 years. For us, it's normal to see you just, every 20 years, you just add a zero to the currency to work out how much the inflation was. That's how bad it is. You know, what was 2,000 Rand 20 years ago is now 20,000 Rand. And I noticed that Europe and America and UK and all of them didn't really have this kind of inflation. They had real inflation, which was small. So they're still in the thousands, you know, with their money, not in the hundreds of thousands or 20,000s. They haven't seen that kind of inflation. Japan saw that kind of inflation. They understood it. So for Americans and Europeans and whatnot, this is a learning curve. This is the first time that these people have seen inflation at this kind of curve for real in their pockets. Yeah, the government can talk about we've had inflation, we've seen inflation, we've done it. But the people that are living on the street, the ones that are spending the money, I don't think they felt it this bad. You know, there's an old adage back in the 50s, let's say the 40s, the 50s, after the war, 50s. A man could go to work, his wife could stay at home, and they could have 8 children, and they could afford a home, a car, and they could live well. Eventually, the wife had to go to work to help support the family because the man's salary wasn't good enough for that anymore. So the wife had to go to work. Then they had to reduce the amount of children they were having because they just couldn't handle that. Besides the wife going to work, financially it was just too much of a burden. And then eventually along came the credit card and credit, and people living beyond their means and borrowing money to survive. And we're at that point now in the world where what's next? What's next? Where's the next bit of money coming from? Where's the next bit of income coming from for those people that are going into that inflationary environment where they can't afford to live anymore, where they can't afford to put food on the table anymore? It got to the point in many countries, in the USA for one, where people were working 3 jobs just to put food on the table. That in itself is crazy, guys. It's just not good. So yeah, it's not getting better. And if anyone's sitting in cash, I wouldn't be sitting in cash. Cash is not the thing to sit in. I take the money and I put it into shares. And I know that those companies will grow over time. Inflation will grow with the money as well. You can also buy into solid assets or whatever the case that gain in value. And that's why people, and gold got me on this whole story, guys. Sorry, I went off on a tangent, but it was because of the gold that I went off on this tangent. But this is why people are starting to now buy gold. They're looking at buying gold and getting into gold because gold is a solid asset that they feel will have value in the future when the money goes down the, yeah. Okay. Right, so David also feels gold is going sideways. What about platinum? I don't like trading platinum, Shane, because it's the same as gold. And platinum is very slow. Doesn't have much liquidity. But yeah, you see gold is creating a flag pattern. So what you get with the flag pattern is the general, as I always say, I'm just going to make it big. What you get with a flag pattern is the general situation where it goes along on that flag pattern for a while. It breaks out of the flag pattern, usually resolves to the same way that it was going, you know, upwards, and keeps on going. It just depends how long that flag pattern goes. Now, this is what I always say to people about overbought and oversold. So many traders get involved in the RSI and the stochastic and the MACD and what have you, and they talk about oversold and overbought. Now, the problem with that is you look at it and it says overbought must be going short because it looks expensive, doesn't it? It looks expensive. So, yeah, if something's cheap in the market, doesn't mean that it's cheap to buy. It means it's not like the supermarket where it's cheap, it's good. In the stock market, it might be rotten, while in the supermarket it might be rotten as well, eh? But yeah, I'm just saying, if you're looking to buy on an overbought or an oversold situation, what tends to happen sometimes is you think, ooh, it's overbought, must be going short, so I'm going to go short here because it's way overbought, it's outside the lines, it's gone past. And then you go short on it thinking, well, it must be coming down. But when something's expensive in the market, it's normally expensive for a reason, a good reason. So what tends to happen is you get this ranging, this flag pattern, or this, as David says, it seems to be going sideways since the 11th. Starts sitting there. And what that causes is your RSI, your overbought, or your stochastic, whatever, to turn around and actually start falling down. Starts coming back. Starts looking more relaxed. Now you're sitting in a trade expecting the price to go down. Price isn't going down, the RSI is going down. Relative strength is going down. And then it will go all the way halfway down, and then it will turn, and this will go up, and it'll break through the flag and go up. So don't rely on overbought, oversold statuses. Overbought, oversold statuses can move into a range, and they can sit there for a while that relaxes off, and then it'll take off again. A lot of people get into overbought, oversold because they think the price is going to turn around, and effectively the price doesn't turn around. It just runs sideways for a while. Now, I did say I would show Tesla for Ellie. Yeah, whatever Shane chooses, we have to go the other way, guys. Yeah, just kidding. No, Shane, you do get it right. Come on, you do. You obviously do. It's just that you've been trading the 5-minute charts, and people who trade the 5-minute charts tend to get it wrong. That's just one of those things. Because 5-minute charts just go against you. They nail you. Don't tell me you get it wrong, David. We took your trade today. We're going to need a new account next week. Oh, no. All right. No, that's great. That's great. Look, in all honesty, this Great British Pound, which one is it? Great British Pound, US dollar trade that we took here, it's going in the same direction. You're trading with the trend and you're doing the right thing. It is tricky because it is so far up. And once again, you're looking at that and thinking, ooh, that's overbought, and you're a bit worried about getting into it. But it's going in the right direction, so you might as well go with it, and what the hell. So, yeah, no, totally, David, not a bad choice. We shall see how it goes. Trading's a 50-50 game. It's always a 50-50 game. Okay, so Ellie wanted to know something about Tesla. So I'm just going to quickly go over to Tesla and have a little look. To do that, I have to go through this little complicated process. So just bear with me while I do that. What we will do is we'll have a look at the news while we do it. Okay, so obviously I'm on the wrong thing there. I just want to make sure I'm on there. And let's see if we can go and find the news, and we'll take it over to there. Trump says he is considering tariff relief for car companies. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's his buddy, eh? Trump is wrecking his own economic agenda. I told you he's confusing the hell out of everyone. Listen to cut Japanese production. Yeah. Stocks rise led by Japan on auto tariff reprieve. Cars will do better. AMD CEO to start Arizona chip production. AI service in US. Okay, no, the news is pretty straightforward, pretty standard. But let's go and have a look at Tesla for old Ellie. I hope he comes on board and has a look. Now, yesterday he asked me if the line was on the 266, which it's not. And look, Tesla I normally trade on a day chart. Well, I don't trade it. I just buy it. And the trend resistance is actually all the way up here at 295. And it's bounced off this level at the bottom here, pretty much a support level. It's heading on upwards again. It'll head on up with the markets. It's going to mess around with the markets. But with a tariff reprieve, I expect it's going to move north today. It's probably going to go back up. So it's probably going to head up to the 300 and maybe even break through if it carries on to that side. And it'll affect the rest of the markets as well, which is why I'm not shorting the S&P 500 as well, because I think these car companies will kind of go north. On the 4 hour, even there, it's on the 295. So that's just for Ellie, so you can see he wanted to know about this particular car share and what have you. Okay, now sorry, that's my funded trader markets. Okay, there we go. Cool. That's the news. Let's go back to the normal charts and carry on from where we left off. We can get on with it. My face is not in the way, hopefully, which I usually do try and keep out of the way. Right, so we need a few wins on this funded trader markets account. For those of you who don't have one, there is a link in the description. But yeah, we need a few wins. We do need a few wins, and so we can keep the account. And then we can carry on. The nice thing about these guys is they don't give us hassle about news trading and weekend trading and all the rest of it. And it looks like the other guys that want me to have a look at them have got a very similar scenario, but I'll have a look and I'll see. But I really don't know what to do. I'll see if we get involved with them. Check it out. Yeah, the account took quite a big knock last week, Shane. You see here? Last week, all these trades, German DAX, Brent, New Zealand dollar, US dollar, and US dollar, Canadian dollar got whacked. And before that, US 500. Then we had a win in there, and we had a JAP 225 win, which took profit while I was out, which is good. And then this one was a trailing stop while I was out. So we had a couple of wins. But we had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses in between with all the whiplashing around. Nasty losses at that. So the account got whacked and it dropped down to 23.6, unfortunately. So we need to make all that back. So we need to get it back up and get it going. Okay, so it's unfortunate, but you know, sometimes these trades work, sometimes they don't. That's how it goes. We had a lot of whiplashing last week and it hurt this account, but it's okay. We'll get it back. We'll get it going again. We'll make it grow, guys. We'll make it grow. The account's, like I said, it's a bit down, Shane. It's a little bit down. About $1,400 down. It needs to grow. Okay, sugar. Is any of them mine? Yeah, definitely, Shane. I can't remember which ones, but definitely. 1 or 2 of these were yours. I can't remember which ones there. I don't write your names next to them. It's not the way to do it. I'm not gonna name and shame anyone, including myself, because I've got a big part to play in this. I mean, I do take the trades with you guys. But yeah, yeah, definitely, Shane. I'm not sure which, but yeah, you do. Yeah, a couple of yours are there. The drawdown for the account is 6%. So if we get to 22.5, we're dead. And if we lose 4% in a day, we're also dead. But I'll get another account, don't worry. Don't worry, Shane. I'm taking the risk. It's fine. Because I'm using the dosh that I get from members and from the show and that, so it's fine. Don't worry. It's all good. That's not a problem. That's for the account. If we lose it, we buy another one. What can we do? That's what it's here for, guys. It's here for us all to enjoy and to learn and to have a bit of fun with. You know, it's not a thing of oh, he lost and he won, or whatever the case. It's for all of us to have a bit of fun with, and it's for you guys to join as a crowd, and we try and grow as a team. And if we can grow it as a team, then we all, you know, you can all get some experience from it with me, and I can help you guys along the way. And we can look at trades and say, okay, that's why I said to you, like on the Great British Pound, US dollar, if I was on my own, I might not have grabbed the trade. So I said to you guys, vote on it and tell me, do you want to take this trade? Shall we go for it? Shall we pull it in? Let's go for it. You know, we take the trade. The biggest problem we've had in the last few weeks has been the whiplash effect of R50 standing up and confusing the market. And our stop losses were probably too close, or maybe the trailing stops got caught out. And every time he stands up and he whips it down, it takes the stop loss out. And, I'm not sitting looking at the charts, guys. If I was, I'd probably try and calm it down. But yeah, okay, it's not a problem. That's why I say to you guys, we are going to lose. There are going to be losing trades, particularly in a situation like this where everybody's taking their own trades. And we just have to manage the risk. And what we're trying to prove with this is that if you manage the risk, you can stay in the game. I'm not trying to prove that you can make millions, as you know. And I'm not trying to prove that, that you're going to lose millions. I'm trying to show you that if you manage the risk, you can stay in the game. And if you can stay in the game long enough, then you can make some money with it and make some dosh on the side. You can make a living out of it if you've got enough money to do it and you've got enough risk threshold. But yeah, Trumpy, Trumpy, man, Trumpy. Not Troppy, Trumpy. Maybe my mic is cutting out. I don't know. Yeah, no. How's it, Daniel? Good to see you, man. Oh, Shane, Kevin couldn't make it again. He said he was too scared to come on the show because Shane was there. But he'll be back on Thursday, don't worry. Yeah, no. Okay. You say, what do you mean, Shane? That's Tom. What does he say? The same thing or something? Yeah, no. Trumpy. Trump, man. Trumpy. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, it's been interesting, hasn't it? It really has been. I've never seen a president come into power like him and confuse the market so much. That's insane, actually. Oh, yes, another thing Ellie was asking again. Let me just not forget. Let's use this one. That's a good one to show him on. It was asking about these trend lines, okay? And when to take the trade, how to know about it. So even with these support and resistances, just so as you all know, I'm very adverse to waiting for the retest. I don't bother waiting for the retest in many cases. If it breaks through and it gives me a green candle and the candle closes, I'm all good. I'm ready to go. Same here. This breaks through and the candle's red and it wants to go, I'm all good, unless, of course, something like this is in the way. Like here, if we get a green candle going up, I'm not going to wait for it to retest. Green candle going up, I'm all good. I'm going. But the rule in the market is effectively what people do is what they do is they say, if it breaks through, wait for it to come back, retest the area, buy it, and then let it go. That's the general consensus in the market of all the other traders and how they feel about it and the general rule. Me, I'm kind of the feeling that if it's green, it's going up. If it comes back to retest and it fails, so be it. But most of the time it retests and goes up anyway. So it doesn't really make much difference to me. And there are so many times that it doesn't come back and retest, that it just goes and it goes without you. So that's why I prefer, if I see the candle close, I see it looks good, I'd rather get in and take the trade if I can and go with it and run with it. So you can wait for the retest and then down, or the retest and then up. But in my case, what I do is, and that's why I keep the candles red and green. I don't have black and white ones and all these different colors. I prefer to see if it's red or green, because then it's so clear to me where it's going. If it's a nice green candle, it's going up. A nice red candle, it's going down. We trade both ways. It doesn't matter what color it is. But it's just easier for me to see which way it's going. So I don't wait for the retest, just so that you guys know. I just had that question. How do I know when a trade is ready to be taken? you know, when it's gone through the resistance or the support or whatever. Simple. Just look for the candle color that's going in that direction. And when it closes, grab it, take it, go for it. It's 50-50. It's either a good trade or it's a bad trade. Yeah. Simple, really, eh? Not complicated. We try not to make it complicated. It's the DAX weekly. The DAX weekly. Good question. While we have a look at the DAX weekly. Let's put it DAX Germany 30. And let's have a look at the DAX weekly. The DAX. Boom, boom, boom. Looks pretty good, eh? Looks pretty good. Looks like it's going long weekly. And that could tell you quite a big story, actually. There's not really a lot of information on this chart, unfortunately. Tell you what. But it does tell you that it wants to go long. So I'll tell you what, there's not a lot of information on this funded trader markets chart. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so poorly populated. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the other charts quickly and just have a little look, okay? Because sometimes it's all you can do. Let's just go over here. I'm just going to go to this. And did I put the DAX on here? Surely I got the DAX on here. Ooh, I don't have the DAX on here. Let's just see. DAX. Where is the DAX? Gold, WTI, US dollar, SPX, JTO. Where is the DAX? Why don't I have the DAX here? This thing also doesn't give me the DAX. Useless. Let's see if I can. Oh, there you are. Right, DAX. Let's have a look here. And let's take it to the weekly. Let's have a look at the DAX. There's lots more information on here. That's actually an interesting chart. If I look at it, look at the DAX. I don't think this is live, but it doesn't really matter. No, it is live. Look at that. Okay, so I'm just looking at this. It definitely looks good. It looks like it wants to go long again. Looks like it's come off a level here. Can we draw a trend line here? Let's just see. Trend line. Straight up. Look at that, guys. So that's on your weekly. On your weekly, the DAX has hit support, bounced up, and is heading on to the upside. According to the weekly, the DAX is going to head on up to 235. Unless it falls over here, but it looks pretty strong. It does look pretty strong on the weekly. Interesting spot there, Shane. Interesting spot. DAX looks pretty strong. I like the DAX as well. The DAX is such a nice thing to trade. Yeah, so we can definitely look at the DAX. DAX looks good. Interesting, that. Definitely worth a look. Definitely worth a look. Okay. So Germany, I'm just going to take it to the bigger picture. Germany. Yeah, this is on an H4 now. And it is kind of showing you a bit of a nice trend to the upside as well. Look at that. I would say the DAX actually looks quite good for a weekly trade. You can get into it on a weekly and just wait for it to play out. Not a bad idea. That looks pretty good. Okay. Dum dum dum. Thoughts on the DAX weekly? Gold price explaining one day in the world. Is that the trade then? Is that a trade then? Well, if we take the trade, we are taking it against US 500 and FTSE and everything else. But let's just see here. Should we take this trade on the short term? Should we wait for a better entry? On the weekly, it looks like a fantastic trade. It actually does look like a good trade. Let me just take it to the daily. Let's just have a little look here. What have we got? Let's see where the level is. Let's just put the level in at the top so we can see it coming. Let's not get caught out by it. Okay. The 230 is kind of the target, eh? Get back up there. Probably going to head back up to that target. Right, let's take it back down. Take it back down to the H4. See what we've got here. Yeah. This could be a decent, reasonable long trade. Now, Shane, if you're calling it long, maybe we should go short. Don't know. We could wait for it to break the weekly downtrend. I'm just going to quickly look on the other side here. Just a quick deco. And while you guys are watching that, let's see. I think it's going to get back up to 230 on the weekly. Does look like it. But what we need here on the 4 hour is for it to give us a green candle rather than a red candle. It's kind of sitting in the red at the moment. What have we got on the lower time frames? Just by the way, mostly red. Mostly red. Seems to be red pretty much all the way down to the 5 minute. The 5 minute will pick up some money at 210. 5 minute will pick up some money at 210. The 15 minute will pick up some money. Yeah, also down there, 209. 210. H1, 210. So I think on DAX, wait for 210. 210 is the level, which means create alert. Yeah, we can buy it around this level, around 210, just below that candle. On that level, yeah. So we wait for 209.50, 210. It comes back to there, buy it, go. That's actually what the level you're waiting for is about 210. I think it looks like it might just come back down on that candle, give us a signal, and then we can go. Okay, DAX 210. All right. Yeah, hence the wicks. The wicks. Okay. Yeah, do the opposite. No, actually, what we'll do, Shane, we'll wait for the... Ooh, you're pulling all your messages out. Okay, sounds good. All right, let's do that. Wait for it to come back down to this 210. Hopefully it will. And then the buy is there. We could actually buy now. We could actually jump in now, and you're only going to lose those two bits. So it's not a big deal. But it's probably better to just get it at a better level. It is a red candle at the moment. Let's wait for the red candle to finish playing out, sort of turn green. If the next candle might turn green, there's 2 hours left. Maybe grab that and go north with it. That sounds good to me. So the DAX is a good trade, especially if you look at the weekly, it does look very good. Ooh. The DAX on the red shows a red engulfing candle on the 1 hour. Boom, 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 boom. On the 1 hour, just see what it shows you on the 1 hour. 1 hour, it's kind of showing a bit of a green already. Sometimes I wonder about, that's why charting is 50-50. Why I always tell people that charts aren't going to make you the money. Have you ever noticed that the charts are different with different brokers? Sit in at different times. Well, it shouldn't be, but they are. And that, that tells you that if you're charting, you're just basically drawing a line in the sand. That the system is never going to make you the money. The money is always made with a strategy. You're just looking at a general sort of trend, playing into that trend. If you're trading with candles alone, then you're gonna get hurt because the candles are different on the different charts. It's kind of insane. Okay, so I'm gonna see on the 1 hour of this one. Boom, 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 boom. No, there's no engulfing there. But this one is, you see, they're all different. This one's showing you a slightly different ball game. Crazy. I'm just gonna have a look here on Trading View. You guys can't see what I'm doing at the moment, but it's okay. I'm just having a look quickly. DAX. What the hell? Okay. Something seriously wrong with a Trading View chart. Okay, so that's not working either. Yes, I want to leave the site because there's a disaster there. I should actually look on my MT5. I'll get it up and running. Yeah, I don't think you guys will see this, so if you do, don't look at my account number. I'm having a look on my main account. Okay, I'm just going to have a look. I hope it doesn't use up all the internet here. Let me just make sure. But I need to see. Hopefully it's going to come up now. Why isn't it not coming up? I need to see what the DAX looks like for real. To do that, I need to bring the real account up. So I'll just see if it comes up in a minute. Then we can get a proper look at it. I can get a proper look at it. Okay. There we go. I can see it now. I just want to have a look at the DAX. Boom. Give me the DAX. Okay. Here's the DAX. Cool. And you say the H1. The H1 looks okay. Doesn't look too bad at all. Okay. What I'm gonna do here is okay, guys, what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna take my picture. I'm gonna put it up there. You can't see my account number on my on my main trading account. And then I'm going to go over there and I'm just going to show you guys. Okay. On the H1. On my main account. Okay. This is what the DAX looks like on the H1 on the main account. This is a real account for real money, and that's what it looks like. So it's a DE30. So it looks okay. I mean, that's here, DAX 30. And that looks okay. On the H4, looks like that. On the weekly, pretty good. There you go. Looks quite decent there. There's a whole bunch of trades that I made over there. But okay, all right. So it looks pretty similar actually to the funded account. So I'm not too concerned. It actually looks okay. If I look at the H1, it actually, yeah, no, it's fine. There's nothing engulfing about it. This is perfect. It actually looks a lot similar to the ones we've looked at, and it looks very similar to the others. So no, nothing wrong there. I'm not too concerned about that at all. So I'm going to change that over again, put it back on the funded trader, and then I'll take my face, put it back at the bottom. There you go. Perfect. That's out of the way. Okay, there we go. That's perfect. Sorry guys, my account number's on the top left, and I just don't want it on the internet, if you don't mind. So it's like putting your bank account number out there. It's closing that. Okay. I don't really want to do that. Okay, so the funded account I'm not too worried about, but the that one I am. Put the DAX on the watch and wait list. Okay. Does the DAX have a correlation mark? Yes, it does. It's very much, even on its own. This is the Germany 30, you get the Germany 40, the Euro, all of these all line up with each other. So but Germany 30, Germany 40 on its own, pretty much you can trade on their own. You're not going to have a problem. For example, if you trade the FTSE, you're not going to trip up over the Germany 30 or whatever the case. But you got to watch out. Like there's the CAC, the France, and those types of markets that might follow suit or on news events and fundamentals and that sort of thing. They might give you a bit of a hiccup or a headache. But yeah, the DAX is on the watch. I put this page together for us with these 6 charts because this is our little watch, okay? This is what we're watching for. I think I'll throw in 1 or 2 out now, but this is what we're keeping an eye on for now. And we're making $50 on David's trade. So that's good news. But better for the account. Hey, hopefully it goes all the way. Makes us some decent dosh. Okay, so put the DAX on the wait and watch lists. And does the DAX have a correlation mark? Yeah, okay, we've done that. Different charts are confusing. David, the charts shouldn't be different. I just looked at my main account chart and it looks very similar to this chart. Very much the same. And unless you've got a different DAX or a different company or I don't know, but it shouldn't be different to this. It would be pretty much the same. Unless you're looking at Germany 40. I don't know. Boom, 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 boom. But okay, we're definitely looking for the 210 on this, and we're looking to trade that. So let's do that. And then hopefully that will work out. The gold, we're waiting for it to break through the 32.40. Euro, Great British Pound, we're waiting for a green candle. US dollar, Canadian dollar, I'm waiting to see whether it breaks to the downside or the upside. But what we do need to do here is we need to draw some levels in, which we haven't done, so that we can all see what's going on. We haven't drawn any levels in. I'm just like looking at it from my perspective, and you guys are like, what's Rob talking about? I just want to see here, because you see this was a resistance level. It's turned into a support. Okay. That looks fine to me. That's turned into a support. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw it from there through here. That's fine. Okay. Was a resistance, broke through support. Maybe it's support again. Not a strong support, but it is there. If it breaks through there, the next support's down, further down here. We don't have to draw them all in, but I'm just drawing this in so we can see it. It is there. That's the next one. And then the top one. Yeah, let's just see what we've got here. That looks pretty much like it. Okay. And this is US dollar, Canadian dollar. So US dollar, Canadian dollar, we're kind of waiting for it to bounce or to break through. Perfect. That's on the daily. Back to the 4 hour. You can clearly see here on the US dollar, Canadian dollar, we're waiting for it to either break through here or to bounce to the upside. Stay in that range area, which should be fine. Okay, so that's the level we're waiting for as well. Now we've got some levels to look at. Germany 30, we've got a level. Great British Pound, US dollar we own. US 500, we're not even trading at the moment. We're waiting for it to see what goes through those levels. We've got levels there. Gold, we've got a level, we've got a target. Euro, Great British Pound, we've got a level, we've got a target. We're fine. Okay. It's funny that you can't see my line chart because it's very orange. If I'll put it on here and it's like red or orange. It should be, I'm just waiting for it to come up there. I just want to see if you guys can see it on YouTube, but it should be fine, and it should be pretty clear. I can always change the color of the line chart to something bright and wonderful. I'm not sure, but it's a bit weird. It's normally pretty clear, and if I look at it on YouTube, it looks pretty clear to me. I can see it. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to make much difference if I change the color. It's an orangey color. It's a bright orangey reddish color. I'll see if there's anything brighter for you for next time, and try and sort of change it. It is orange, but it is rather faint. All right. Boom. Let me just see. Are we able to change the color of the line chart? Color options. Boom, 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 boom. Foreground grid, period 7, bull outline, bear outline, bull, bear, bull, take, winning deal, losing deal. Bid price line. Buy position, sell position area. It's a bit awkward actually. Let's see if I can get a viewing options, indicators, object manager, color options is very. I'll have a look at it and see if I can figure it out. But all these different charting packets, and then I was like, look for the color change things. I thought changing the color of these things would be a lot easier because I can change the candles, but the color options on the line chart, you guys can see it, but I can't see it here. Kind of weird. All right, I'll have to have a look at it and just see what I can do. Okay, figure it out. Seems like the line chart's kind of fixed. I don't know. Surely you can change it. Must be able to change it. Yeah. Change the chart to white. I guess we could do that as well. Change it back to white. That might work. That might actually work. Let's see Shane's email. See what you can see. Yeah. It's almost, you can see it, but funny, it's almost pretty clear on my side, but obviously on your side it's not. Not a great color. I want to see if I can find a way to change the color of the whole thing anyway. And then we'll take it from there, because obviously that's going to be a bugbear somewhere down the line. Gosh, if I change all of these things to white now, let's see if we can do that. If we change all of these things to white now. Dum 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 dum. Really? See, now I'm gonna have to change the grid, the foreground. Everything's gonna have to change, and it's gonna get quite messy, I think. Let me see what happens here. It might be worse if I make it white. It's not a problem. I just want to see here with regards to everything else. It might actually be a bit worse if I make it white. Interestingly enough. Let's see here. Yeah, it's actually worse if I make it white. The background. So that's not going to get better. I'll do my research on the fly, and then I'll sort it out for you guys. Make it better. I'll figure it out. I don't work with CTrader on a regular basis. I work with MT5, which is completely different again, and sometimes TradingView. And then I've got another thing coming up soon. So yeah, these different platforms, they're all pretty much the same, but you know, you should be able to just change things quite easily. New Zealand dollar, US dollar is going long, David. Bruman, yeah, long for me. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, New Zealand dollar, US dollar is long. It's just going long. It's going nuts, actually. Let's just have a look at that particular one. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Look at that. It's just going long. There's no question about it. Straight up. It's not turning around anytime soon. Worst case scenario here is you get a little bit of a reprieve and it comes back to take that money. Look how close it is, and it's going to go up. This thing's just going long. It's going insane. So yeah, just if you're long, just leave it. I wouldn't go short on it just yet. No chance of that. I'd just stay long on it for now. If you wanna wait for a short, what you can do is simply take the trend line from the bottom, put it through, and just see when it breaks that and what it's going to do. But other than that, no, it's pretty long, no doubt. I wouldn't bet against it right now. Sad thing is, we were long. It went against us, took us out of the trade on one of those swings, and then went all the way up there. Ain't that the market for you? Yeah. Look, you could trade it, but your risk to reward is not fantastic. You know, this guy could take quite a big drop. It has done so in the past, and if you just look at that. But yeah, you're hoping for it to get all the way back up here. We could take a nice long trade on it. It is risky because it's already run so hard. And I expect nothing goes up in straight lines. So we're kind of expecting a bit of a correction before it goes all the way up. Yeah, I would wait. Wait and see. Just give it a chance to give us some reprieve, because I don't think it's going to just go straight up. But it has broken to the upside. I mean, it really has broken to the upside. It's done really well. But risk to reward. You're trading with a trend, which is good. It's a good trend trade. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to keep on going. Target is here. What did you say, Shane? 60, yeah. He's sitting here at 60. And I think the risk is all the way down here. So, but yeah, this could come back, take some money here, and then go up. Looks pretty decent. Could be a trade. Could be a trade. But we'll look at it and see. Shane, hi Rob, my wife asked me what your wife does. Well, Shane, my wife has not worked since she married me when I was 26 years old. No, I'm lying. She worked for about 6 months into our marriage. She was working before I met her. Maybe a bit longer. She was a paralegal, legal secretary, legal person, whatever. And she just decided to be a mum and look after the kids after we were going to have kids, and then we had kids, and she got pregnant, and then she stayed at home and looked after the kids, and has never worked since then. So I've been married a long time. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there you go, Shane. Yeah. Totally. It's been good. Been good. And she's never needed to go to work, so that's great, eh? That's good. And it's a lot of work, running the household for her and all the rest of it. And I mean, she put the kids through school and organized their universities and everything as they grew up. And now the kids are great, and it's really good for the kids. They've grown up now, and they're great people. Then I've been so lucky. None of them became anything bad or got into any drugs or booze or anything like that. And they all got good careers and good education, and yeah, so I'm very happy with that. It's a good thing if someone can do that. Yeah, so that's the answer. What does the wife do? Nothing. Yeah, she helps me. She's helped me a lot in my businesses and the things that I've done in the past. When I've needed it, when I've needed things done and stuff like that. It was always been a helpful hand, let's say. Just in case she watches this video, I better say nice things, eh? Yeah, totally. Doesn't like being on the camera, so maybe one day when we're traveling, I'll get her involved, but as we are now, ain't happening. Okay. Are you a house husband? Gosh, you're the lucky one. What does your wife do, Shane? Gosh. Okay, so on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, I'm waiting for a breakout as we are on the support and resistance. David, I'm on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, and we are on the support. Absolutely. And we're also on the demand level. So yeah, it's actually, we could take a long on this as well. could be a good trade. I think everybody's just waiting to see what's going to happen in the world, what everyone's going to say next, you know, what's going to happen next, and it's affecting everyone. That's a good thing, Shane. She's supporting you. That's good. I like that. I could do with that. Yeah, you're right, David. They do have remarkable talents. That's actually true. You know, whenever you need them to help you or do things or whatever in business, it's sometimes a good thing. A good thing. And all the businesses I've ever had, always been there, always been around. That's handy, you know. Handy. But in this one, but camera shy, so maybe in the future we'll see. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, my chart is different. You see, once again, the chart's different. What have you got? You're going to send me an email, Shane. Send me an email. Show me what you've got on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, because once again, we've got a different chart. It should look like this. And I'm pretty sure it's going to look like this on my main account as well. So, because I did look at it, and yeah, your chart shouldn't be different. Should look like that as well. Totally. Are we making any money on this Great British Pound? Nah, not yet. Okay. It's standing still. We may have to buy the New Zealand dollar, US dollar to make some extra dosh. Which is fine. All good. Yep. Oh, by the way, didn't make a note. You guys will have to forgive me for my baity thumbnails. I don't know if you guys noticed my very baity thumbnail. Yeah, because people don't like the boring ones, so I thought I'd make them more exciting. Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to tell people that trading is not simple, and you're not just gonna jump into trading and make millions overnight. And then you put the thumbnails out there, and the people just don't click on them. So I thought, no, I'll put something baity out, and look at that, just like that, everyone's buying, looking at it. So yeah, you have to forgive me for that. Okay. Yeah. Send me an email, Shane, on that, and show me what your chart looks like, because you said your chart looks different. Will you trade stocks? You're asking me, Bruman. I used to trade stocks. I only traded stocks. I started just trading stocks. Stocks were my thing. The only reason I don't trade stocks anymore is because they're slow for trading. Investment wise, I'm fully invested in stocks, loads of stocks, but those are set and forget. That's it. I don't trade them. I buy them and I keep them. You could call it trading if I need to sell one for any particular reason or whatever the case, but stocks I simply buy and I keep forever. I look at the company. If it looks like it's going to do well, I buy it. That's how I work with stocks. Trading, I keep to the Forex and the indexes and the commodities and that, because it's much faster, much quicker on the trading, and it works better, whereas shares take longer. But yes, you can trade with shares, definitely, and it's very easy to calculate as well, because you're buying the number of shares and you can work out exactly how many you need, and it's very, very easy to trade shares. And yeah, I recommend it. If you're learning, I recommend it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fantastic. But like I say, I just stopped trading them because I'm invested in them in any event. And what it starts to do psychologically when you're invested in them like that is it starts to affect your psychology over on the trade on the investing side when you're seeing something on the trading side. So what I decided to do consciously was separate the two. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've got loads to trade, loads of Forex to trade, loads of indexes to trade, loads of commodities to trade. So I'm not too concerned about it. But yeah, on the you'll have seen when I brought the MT5 up, loads of shares there, but I don't trade shares anymore. I only invest in them and separate the two. It's much better. But yeah, I recommend it to anyone, especially if you're learning to trade or getting in. Go for it. Shares are good. Shares are a good way to learn. Boom, 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 boom. Rizzo, welcome. I'll see you late. Yeah, use PE for trading. Yeah. Price to earnings. But I use price to earnings only for investing. I don't really use it for trading. Investing, totally. Stocks I set and forget, long-term investments. That's my thing. I also use Trading View for my charting, but trade on MT5. There you go. That was an MT5 chart that I was showing you earlier on the DAX, which was covering up my account number. Interesting. Okay, so we want to look at Coinbase. I wonder if I can look at it. No, I don't think I will be able to look at it on that chart. Coinbase. Let's see if it will come up on that side, just out of interest. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. I have to go back over to here, and I'm just gonna have to take us back there. Let's see if I can get us. Over to Coinbase. I don't know if it's going to be on here. Can I search? Okay. Just let me see if there's a search option. Yeah. Let's see. Coinbase. Should come up as Coinbase. That's come up on these charts, which is good. Okay. Right. What do you want to know about Coinbase? Okay. I suppose everything. Right. Firstly, you want to trade on the H4? You want to trade on the day chart? Okay, let's have a look at Coinbase, shall we? Let's have a look at it from a perspective. Now, I look at shares from a perspective of investing. So what I should have done is gone into my Yahoo Finance and looked at the chart there, but it's okay. We'll look at it here. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Let's just see what we've got. And the way I see everything at the moment, particularly on the NASDAQ, I see it all coming back. So I wouldn't be too concerned. The way I see it, you've got a big support running along the bottom here. Let's just see. Yeah, there's a big support running along the bottom here, which it's holding well. It's really holding that well. I mean, you can actually draw that in with a sort of straight line. Look at that. That's a nice looking support there. Then you've got this trend which has been to the downside. So what you want to look for here on Coinbase is it's bounced up, it's going up, and it's heading to the upward direction. What you want to see it do is break through this resistance and go on to the upside. And then you can be comfortable with it if you're trading it. And also if you're trading it, what you can also look for, see if I can get myself some drawings. It's always difficult on these different little. Okay. If you look here, there is an area there which is a supply area. supply of money. And that supply of money is very, very, very close to this trend resistance. I would say if it gets up to that supply of money, gets up to that trend resistance, very questionable whether it will pull back, or if it breaks through and goes to the upside, continues on to the upside and keeps going back up. Looks to me like it'll probably try and head for this 270. That's where it likes to go in the range, because there is a range. Look, if we trade here, I'll look at this price. There's a range here, so it's trading in that range. Broke out a little bit there, but it's in that range. It's staying in that range. In all likelihood, all probability, it'll go probably up to this resistance line, which will be pretty reasonable, or it might continue on to the 272 within that range. If I was invested in this, I wouldn't even look at it. I'd just leave it. I'd actually be adding more stock right now and buying with a long-term view of it going up. But if you're trading it, you're kind of looking at your risk to reward just like all the other trades. And then you'd be looking at, I'd buy it with a stop loss down here with a view to it getting up to about 225. And then see what it does from there. That's about as easy as it gets. Okay. Not too complicated, eh? Okay. That's Coinbase. You entered at 155. So you got a pretty good investment there. If you entered at 155, you're at 176 now. That's pretty decent. Pretty decent return, all things said. So you're doing well. But yeah, it looks like it's going to keep on going up, mate. It's going to keep on going. I don't know if you've got it as leverage trading or investing, but if you've got it in on a one-to-one, an investment, I always say just set and forget and just leave it. Leave it there for 30 years and you'll make your money. You know, look, try not to choose shares that go in a straight line. Try to choose shares that do tend to go up, you know. Oh, no. It's insane, actually. But good. Okay, I think we've got quite a lot going on. Perfect. Glad we're all good. Is any of the trades looking to play out yet? No. Germany's still... See, the DAX is still coming down a bit. US dollar Canadian still working on it. So yeah, still got a way to go. And don't let your FOMO get to you. Sit on your hands, be patient. It'll work out. Don't revenge trade. Ooh, revenge trading is bad. Especially with these whiplashes. Don't get into revenge trading. Don't revenge trade your trades. Just let them flow, as they say. Let them flow. And I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what's going to happen next. It's difficult. Like I always say, I can't trade for you. I can show you how to trade, and I can keep you in the game. But I can't make you millions. But yeah, my thumbnails tell you they can make you millions. I love my thumbnails now. I do that deliberately so that, you know, somebody will say, but that thumbnail, oh. Right? I love it. Get people to click on your video, and then you tell them, no, you're not going to make any money, and they're like, oh my goodness, yeah, okay. But you are actually going to make some money if you watch the videos and you figure it out, and somewhere down the line it comes to fruition. Then yeah, you'll make the money. Prime XBT trading platform. Don't know it. I don't know it. I can't give you any advice on it. I don't know it. I'll have to have a look at it. You know, there's so many different trading platforms these days. It's insane. Busy looking at another one now because I'm reviewing it for someone. And yeah, they're all so different. Well, not so different. They're all the same, but you just have to work your way around them and whatnot. As far as I'm concerned, as long as you can take a trade, and for me what's important is I'm able to draw these support and resistance blockies able to draw a trend line in. That's all I really need. If you're Shane, you might want to have a Fibonacci and a Bollinger Band or something, or ATR. But for me, I just need to be able to buy and sell, and I need to be able to put my trend lines in and that sort of thing. And that helps me. That's good enough for me. But yeah, I'll have to have a look at it and see how good it is. See what it is. You do realize, guys, that every broker you trade with will give you a platform, and you really don't need to pay for any platforms, right? You get them for free, and as long as you can buy and sell, that's all you really need. And one of the questions you can actually ask your broker when you're taking them on is, what platforms do you have and what are we trading with? Because then you know whether you want to trade with them or not, whether it's going to work for you. Most of the funded accounts or the funded trader accounts like these, this is funded trader markets, this is C Trader, right? C Trader. And then the other one, I'm actually thinking of taking on FX2 for a while, and that's DX Trade. And then there's ones that I've got Trading View. I'm going to do a video on prop firms because I was actually totally adverse to prop firms for so many years. I hated them, to be honest with you. I was like, don't trade with prop firms. But then I realized that they really do help out a lot of people that don't have the money lying around in their bank account. It gets them a head start. So I'm all for that, as long as they understand that you must take the profits out quickly. So if you pay $100 for the account, get $200 out as quickly as you can. You've made 100% profit. Nothing to complain about. No. Shane, these charts that are put up here are just our watch list, that's all. I don't like to do this normally, but I'm doing it so we've got a watch list here for us as a group. But yeah. Different charts. I just, whatever charts available, I use. Earlier on, that was my MT5 that I put on. The white one is some of you get on the internet, FX Bull or something. Then you get Trading View, different accounts there. Then there's all these different platforms, different charts. Everybody's got a different platform. But this on the page here, this is just so that we've got a little bit of what I'm just making it easier for myself while I'm talking to you guys, for me to click on, say, gold, and then go and research it quickly, and then go back, and then I can click on, say, the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, and just go back quickly and research it quickly with you guys. Because otherwise I find myself searching along here, and I've got such a big watch list on the left here that I struggle to find things sometimes there. So I'm just making it easier. The popular ones I'm just putting on the page here, and we can just click on them and just have a look at what we got. That's all. I don't trade with charts on the page like this usually. I'm just trying to make it easier for the show so that I can find the charts quicker. Okay. Just to give you an idea. Yeah, if it's free, it's fantastic. If it comes with a broker, that's all you want. You really don't have to worry, as long as the broker's giving you a decent package to trade with, and it's got charts and you can buy and sell, and that's all that really matters. Some are better than others. Some are terrible. Those ones, just don't take them. Get with someone else. But all the brokers that I know are always trying to stay ahead of the game. They're always trying to give the best stuff, So shouldn't have a problem. Yeah, gold and the US dollar is correlated, Shane. Yeah. That's why they call it the XAU US dollar. It's based on the US dollar. The price is based on the US dollar. So it's correlated. So it will always be like that. So there it is. Most prices are based on US dollar. The US dollar kind of rules the world at the moment, which is what upsets Russia and BRICS and those guys. They get really upset because the US dollar is kind of controlling the world. They would prefer that it gets changed somehow. The world doesn't run on the US dollar. But the world runs on the US dollar. Oil as well, yeah. Oil's price is based on US dollar. Brent crude oil, that's $64. All based on the US dollar. That correlates. If the dollar changes value, then it's going to change the value of the oil. So you can look at the dollar, but yeah, difficult to say. But yeah, the dollar will move things around quite often. The problem with that is if you're trading, for example, Forex, and you're trading Euro US dollar, Great British Pound US dollar, and something else US dollar, and you're kind of trading against the same thing if the US dollar makes the move and not the actual other currency, but much of a muchness. But that said, don't forget that Brent moves on its own recognizance as well. For example, if the cartel sits together and decides the price of Brent, even though it's correlated with the dollar, it's not going to move the same way as gold every time. It'll move the same way as gold if dollar's moving. But if they just decide that they're going to sell less barrels of oil, then only the oil will move. Because then it's the oil side of the trade that's moving, not the dollar side. No. It just depends. Don't rely on that dollar correlation. The best ticket to trade with oil is Brent. Brent crude oil is the best one. Guys, I have to go now. I've got to go. I've got to head on my way. It is time for me to move on, and I have a wife that needs my attention as well. So, why is that little computer thing making little circles? I hope that's not a problem. Somewhere on my computer, but okay. I just prefer Brent, Bruman. I just prefer Brent. I like Brent. You can use WTI. You can use any of them. I just like Brent crude oil. Brent crude oil for me is just great. I've always traded with it, and I just prefer it, and it's available everywhere. And what. Guys, thanks very much. I have enjoyed chatting to you, and I'll chat to you again on Thursday, as always, obviously. And I'll see you soon. I have to be on my way. Gotta go. Time to go. Otherwise, I'll sit here all day, which is, I suppose it's fun. But guys, thanks so much for watching, and keep your feet on the ground, reach for the sky, and we'll chat soon.